Alright everyone, welcome back. Do you guys remember that pink sauce trend that was going around about 8 months ago? Apparently the woman that made the sauce is now completely broke. Like, I'm talking dead broke. Just to catch all of you back up to speed that don't really remember pink sauce or just don't really know what happened, I'll give a brief overview just for those that don't really know. Pink sauce was a condiment made by a TikTok account or TikTok creator called Chef Pie, which was essentially a sauce that was supposed to be a bright pink color and apparently tasted really good according to her. Back before the sauce was released, Chef Pie would pretty much go around in public with a sauce that she created herself and got people to try it. And the people that tried her pink sauce in the videos was like, you know, oh yes, yummy, this sauce is really good. And they definitely weren't paid to act like that. They were definitely 100% saying that on her own. But as her TikTok audience would, and like as we kind of expected them to, and I wasn't really surprised by this when I saw it, they saw this random TikToker create some pink looking sauce and they pretty much just asked Chef Pie to sell it to them because everyone for some reason really wanted to try it. Still to this day, I don't really understand why TikTok audiences would want to try something like this. I mean, I get it, your favorite TikTok creator has like sat there and, you know, they're going around getting people to try it and everyone's saying it's really good, so you want to try it yourself. But me personally, I just wouldn't want to throw my hard-earned money at something as stupid as pink sauce. I mean, at the end of the day, like why would you want to try something like that? I don't understand the appeal. But anyway, at this point, right, everything seemed all good and, you know, it was just some young entrepreneur just like trying to make some money and, you know, like sell some sauce to people and, you know, make everyone's food taste good. It all seemed good up to that point. However, it wasn't very soon after that problems really started to arise and, you know, everyone started to realize that pink sauce wasn't really this like fun product that was just getting sold. The first problem started to show when Chef Pie literally just refused to explain what the sauce tasted like. People in her comments were asking what the sauce tasted like to, you know, gather information to see whether they should buy it, and her response was pretty blunt and pretty blatant. She said that she couldn't describe the taste and that, quote, if you want to know what it tastes like, you have to buy it for yourself and, you know, buy the pre-order. Already just from that, people started to gather a little bit of a bad rep on what this sauce was like. And I mean, telling people that she couldn't describe the taste and that you had to buy it to see what it tasted like, I guess that was decent marketing, but it kind of showed the problem with the sauce already, and you know, the sauce hadn't even been released yet. Then there was the issue of the sauce having a total of 444 servings in like a tiny ass bottle. The nutrition list really just didn't make any sense, and like if you saw the nutrition list again, like the whole 444 servings was just kind of ridiculous. It wasn't really the root problem of the sauce, and I'll get to the actual problem with the sauce in a second, but the whole 444 servings again just doesn't make any sense, and it was just kind of a funny, stupid thing. But apart from all that, the worst part of this sauce just had to be the way it was shipped and the ingredients list, and as well as the fact that it wasn't even FDA approved. Pretty much the pink sauce had raw milk and honey ingredients in it, and was apparently being shipped across borders in extremely hot temperatures, and obviously it wasn't being monitored by a higher authority organization, and you know, that's simply because it was being shipped straight out of her house. Just so many problems piling on top of each other to the point where eventually people just started to call her out on it. And I mean, the cherry on top, right, is that when she was on an interview talking about the whole disaster that was pink sauce, she said this absolutely famous line which still gives me giggles to this day. When she was asked about how the pink sauce didn't have an FDA approving, she pretty much responded, in quotes, "What do you mean FDA approved? I don't sell medical products." Which pretty much just sums up the IQ of this woman and how bad the preparation was for this sauce. Now, ever since this whole controversy happened, Chef Pie pretty much went silent for a while, or at least I haven't heard anything about her because the pink sauce pretty much died out and, you know, no one's really heard about it since and no one really cares. However, apparently in recent months, a company actually picked up pink sauce and started selling it themselves. A company called Dave's Gourmet apparently genuinely saw pink sauce go viral, saw all the problems that came along with it, saw all the bad reputation and bad publicity that came along with pink sauce, saw all the million viewed videos that were dunky on pink sauce, all the FDA non-approvals, and genuinely went to pink sauce, went to Chef Pie and said, yeah, I want that. I want to buy that and I want to sell it for myself. Now, me personally, if I was the CEO of Dave's Gourmet, you know, I don't think I would be really in my right mind to buy something like that. But each to their own, I guess. I guess Dave's Gourmet had a little business opportunity and, you know, that they just went along with it. But I guess for Chef Pie, this would have been absolutely amazing, right? I mean, the sauce had already kind of lost a bit of its hype. It wouldn't really have sold too much after that. However, at its peak, right, everyone was talking about it. She'd already made probably a ton of money from this sauce. This seemed like a no-brainer, as she would probably get a huge payday from something like this. If I was Chef Pie, I would have taken this deal any day of the week, and, you know, she did. However, in this agreement, there must have been some legal jargon or like some bullshit that Veronica, who was Chef Pie, in this situation didn't really seem to understand. Or something must have gone wrong because apparently she's now completely broke not even 8 months later. Pink sauce creator starts GoFundMe after going completely broke. Now, Now, I mean, just before we get into this situation, right, I just need to ask the question, and I feel like everyone's thinking it as well. How on the planet Earth does something like this happen? How do you become completely broke? I get it that she's got kids, right, and that it's pretty expensive to like take care of her children, but you've really got to understand how much money this woman would have been making from pink sauce. She had the entire internet talking about this sauce. I mean, let's think about this realistically. I wouldn't be surprised if she made at least 6 figures from something like this. Just think about it. The entire internet was talking about this, and she was selling this individually, like everyone was buying into it. So my initial thought when reading this is, how on earth could you be so irresponsible with your money that you lose it all so quickly? But again, I don't really want to be insensitive because apparently this story goes a lot deeper and there's a lot of like bad stuff that goes along with it. So let's read on. Pink sauce creator Veronica Shaw has started a GoFundMe saying she's completely broke and was financially sabotaged by Dave's Gourmet after putting her sauce on the market in 2022. So apparently she was financially sabotaged. Well, if you were so financially sabotaged, my question is, why would you start a GoFundMe instead of, I don't know, taking this to court? If you were so financially hard done by, I feel like going to court would be the first move rather than starting a GoFundMe page. However, I don't really know the terms of this, and maybe she signed something that she shouldn't have, right? I mean, I don't really know, and no one really knows apart from her and I guess Dave's Gourmet. So let's read on. Despite the controversy surrounding pink sauce, Dave's Gourmet soon picked up the viral dressing later that year and found itself on the shelves of retailers like Walmart. However, this money didn't seem to pay off for Shaw, who recently started a GoFundMe page saying she's financially destitute, I think that says, after partnering with Dave's Gourmet. Pink sauce creator says she lives on $20 a day. In her GoFundMe, Shaw claims that Dave's Gourmet are not paying me and are not being transparent about records of their business arrangement. As a young entrepreneur with big dreams, I followed my intuition and went forth toward my dreams to create something new, she says. I made a few mistakes along the way, which led me to trust a company that is trying to take everything from me now. They lied to me. Okay, I have a few things to say about that. Firstly, right, I think it's pretty insane how pink sauce ended up in Walmart. I mean, this isn't even talking ill about Dave's Gourmet at this point. I mean, like, if you're Walmart, right, and you see Dave's Gourmet, a company that just picked up pink sauce, after recently having so much controversy talked about it, so many videos talking ill about it, and just a horrible reputation for the sauce. If you're Walmart, I don't really understand why you would pick up something like pink sauce. That's just the first problem with it. This really is starting to not add up to me. Like, I just don't understand why Walmart would pick something up like this. I don't know whether Walmart actually sold it. I haven't seen any records of Walmart actually selling it, and you know, this could have all been fabricated. But at the end of the day, like, I'm being led to believe that Walmart sold pink sauce, which, it just doesn't make sense to me. And I mean, the fact that the pink sauce lady is now living on $20 a day while living with kids, I don't really know how many kids she has, but I think she's at least got 2. Like, that's crazy, bro. How are you living on $20 a day when you have 2 kids? I don't really know how the pink sauce money can dry up that quickly is something I've got to ask. Like, how does the money dry up that quickly? I mean, again, like I said before, she's probably made so much money from pink sauce, and plus the fact that apparently Dave's Gourmet like gave her a huge payday. But I mean, like I've said before, I don't know the whole ins and outs of this story, and I mean, you know, like, apparently she's claiming that the Dave's Gourmet didn't even pay her. There's just a whole lot of claims being thrown around that I don't really know which to believe. What do I believe here? And one thing I gotta point out as well, right? This is kind of unrelated, but she's sitting here saying that she's a young entrepreneur with big dreams, and you know, she followed her intuition to create something new. That's not really something you can say after all the controversy that came out about it. She said that she made a few mistakes along the way. Like, bro, I think you've made more than just a few mistakes along the way. You've made absolutely monumental errors that have absolutely costed the reputation of that pink sauce that you made. I mean, people got this pink sauce delivered to their house and it had already blown up in the packaging and smelled absolutely rotten and had just completely gone rotten. Chef Pie, I don't think you really understand that, like, as bad of a story as this is, and like, you know, it's sad that she's living on $20 a day. This is someone who lied to her audience, right? Or like completely lied about how this sauce was being packaged and how it was being delivered. Didn't get any FDA approvals when she was getting this shipped out, and just like pretty much just sent biohazards out to people. I think you guys got to understand how badly, how unedible this sauce was when it was getting shipped out to people. Like, again, like I just said, this was a biohazard. This was not something that was at all edible to consume and wasn't monitored properly. And as much as I do feel bad for her being completely broke now, she really only has herself to blame. Like, she didn't get an FDA approval. She didn't take any responsible measures to make sure that the sauce was safe to consume. So I mean, she really doesn't have anyone to blame but herself in this situation. Anyway, this goes on to say, I've been silenced and financially sabotaged, she added. I am a single mother and do everything for my kids. Right now, I don't even have enough money to buy food for my kids. My mum is on disability disability and has been giving me $20 just to get through on a daily basis. Shaw's GoFundMe fundraiser is set to $100,000, but thus far she has only raised over $900. Some users are even roasting her in the page's comments. Karma sucks, huh? One person wrote after donating $5. Be humble. For their part, Dave's Gourmet says it disagrees with Shaw's events. They also claim that they've stuck to the terms of their agreement. We disagree with Miss Shaw's allegations, the company said in a statement, adding that it adhered to the terms and agreements of Mrs. Shaw. Okay, so firstly, right, I just gotta talk about it, and I feel like everyone's thinking about it. $100,000 on the GoFundMe. Now, I don't know how big this woman thinks she is, and like how big of an influence she thinks that she has or did have, but if she thinks that she's getting $100,000 on a GoFundMe fundraiser, she is absolutely out of her mind. And I mean, I guess it kind of just shows she's literally only had $900 as the total fundraiser so far, and this GoFundMe's been out for days, bro. Like this has been out for a while now. Like, either you have to be ambitious as like a young entrepreneur that's like trying to follow their dreams, but $100,000 on a GoFundMe is crazy, bro. I don't think anyone's donating more than like $5 as it's been stated in this thing. Someone literally donated $5 and said, be humble. Like that is unbelievable. And as well as that, I just want to talk about Dave's Gourmet's like statement about this whole thing, saying that they disagree with Shaw's version of events. I don't know how you can disagree with someone's version of events. I'm pretty sure you can just like disapprove and like just say that that's not what happened. Again, you can't really disagree with evidence, but I mean, okay, like they can say what they want about it. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Click the video on screen right now because YouTube thinks you'll enjoy it. I'll see you all over there. Subscribe.